Nintendo themselves published some amazing games for the NES. Games like The Legend of Zelda, Super Mario Bros. 3, Devil World, Kirby's Hold on. You can't have Devil World. Well, that's just it. With so many games that came out in Japan that we didn't get, Nintendo themselves, there is a few games that Nintendo published that we never got here in the United States. So in this video, covering most of the NES games published by Nintendo, I say most because they also did like some family basic games for the Famicom that use the computer. I don't have a way to capture that. I ain't gonna bore you with all that, but I do want to show you the other games. And most of them, after you watch them, you'll be like, I mean, a couple of standouts, sure, but most of them are like, better left in Japan, probably. I know I'm not really selling it on this video, but still watch the video anyway. I would appreciate it. These videos are free, by the way, but you can support the channel if you'd like. I make my own unique air fresheners that smell amazing. You're telling me Nintendo didn't publish this game back in 1989? Come on now. These and so much more in my shop, riggedgames.com, or check out the link below. And we're starting off this list all the way back in 1983. Can you believe it? They released the Famicom in Japan during the crash in the United States of America with something amazing. It's astounding. It's Mahjong. Well, I mean, you can tell it's published by Nintendo. Look at the signature there. It's literally that leave luck to heaven. That's the kanji. That's Nintendo. This is Mahjong. There was a time back when I was really into like Sega Saturn imports, I actually kind of learned how to play Mahjong. Completely forgot it in the last 25 years? Good lord, has it been that long? Well, of course they made Mahjong. This is the Mahjong proper. The other version of Mahjong is that Mahjong Solitaire, like Shanghai, Shanghai 2, stuff like that, which I really enjoy too. But this is the actual like versus Mahjong. And there's a way, I really should get back into it, because I remember really liking the Mahjong games for some reason. Probably because they're like hentai, I don't know. Along with Mahjong, we also got this Go game here. It's called Gomoku Narabe Renju, is that right? And it doesn't quite play like Go. Like, trust me, I know how to play Go thanks to Hikaru no Go. And this ain't that, Chief. This is like something... Well, maybe there's a mode on here that is, and there are Go games like that that are, but this was almost like a Connect 3, Connect 4, I don't know. Anyway, this existed. No, I think this is really cool. I think this is really, really, really cool. This is Popeye no Ego Asobi, which is like Popeye's English speaker. I don't know what the Asobi stands for. I didn't even bother looking it up. Hello, research. Didn't do that. You know how we had like Donkey Kong Jr. Math? It would be like if we had Donkey Kong Jr. Math and then we had Popeye teaches you English. Only you're playing this on the Famicom, so you can use this to your advantage. It'll tell you the words in katakana, which you can probably easily translate once you know what the symbols translate to. And oftentimes, more often than not, it's kind of the same word. Now, I'm not doing so well this time around, but it just works that way, where it becomes kind of like Hangman. But if you know how to read the word, that's what it is. So not bad. There is another mode on this as well, which I am not as fond of. It's a 2-player mode, so you actually get to play as Bluto, I guess, or Brutus, depending on the company. And you have to catch the letters in order to spell out the word, and whoever catches them first, you know, wins, you know, best of 3. Interesting concept on this, but, you know, it's funny. I still go back and play this every once in a while just because it's kind of fun. It's, again, a little bit like Hangman, the original mode. And then it's funny because, like, if you get the letter wrong, then, like, Bluto punches the bag, which knocks Sweepy over. You will catch Sweepy, of course you will, but still. All right, we talked about Devil World just briefly before, but what a fun game this is. This was a game from Shigeru Miyamoto, never came out in the US because of the crosses and the devil and the, you know, whatever nonsense. Anyway, it's an interesting sort. You have to grab the cross, and when you have the cross, then that's when you can eat the pellets, kind of like Pac-Man, you know. When you have the cross, you can also shoot fireballs at the enemies. Not so bad. All the meantime, too, the devil at the top is like telling the minions which direction the screen will go, so you have to make sure that you don't get crushed by the screen mechanics and all that. I just think it's a really cool concept. I think it's pretty fun. It's actually a very, very fun game. When you play this 100% would have been a black box title back in the day, if this would have come out here in the United States. When you complete the first level, then it goes on to like the second part where you have the books in the corner, guessing they're Bibles, but you grab those and you put them in the middle, and then congratulations, you just won the round, and it goes into a bonus stage and moves on from there. Fun game, Devil World. It's worth checking out for sure. There's also another great racing game. This is F1 Race. This could have been another black box title. This could have been black box if Red Racer was the silver box. This could have been black box. This is F1 Race. It's just an F1 racer. Hold the button to go down. Your up and down buttons is your gear for high or low. Easy enough. Like pole position style. Nothing wrong there. What was another another game that was like that. Outrun. Outrun was like that too, wasn't it? Yes, it was. However, this is not Outrun. This is F1 Race, and it looks like this, and it's a racing game. Congratulations. We had Donkey Kong Classics, which was Donkey Kong and Donkey Kong Jr. In Japan, they had Donkey Kong Jr. plus Junior Sansu Lesson. This is Donkey Kong Jr. as well as Donkey Kong Jr. Math. Well, it has the lessons part of Donkey Kong Jr. Math anyway. If you're not as familiar with Donkey Kong Jr. Math, maybe you've heard of it, maybe you've laughed about it, it doesn't control very good. I'll be honest with you. It does not control as well as you would hope or as well as you would think it would. I promise you I know how to do math. I promise you I also don't exactly know how to play Donkey Kong Jr. Math. It's definitely not my forte anyway. But I can do a couple of things just so you can see what's going on. When in doubt, use the key, go all the way to the top. It'll just beat the level for you. It's just like, I'm not going to do that one, pass. Do another one instead. Nothing wrong with that. I'll let you have that one. This one is Genja no Senin. Genja no Senin, is that how you say this one? This would have been a very cool game to come out in the United States, I think. It was one of those earlier RPGs where America wasn't quite ready for the RPG experience yet, but this one takes place in space. Like, I could have seen this one, it was released earlier in Japan for the Famicom. We're talking 1987. But I could have seen this come out in 1989 or even 1990 as a translated game because it's an RPG in space. There's so many RPGs we grew up with were all fantasy world, medieval, swords and magic and stuff like that. Well, why not have a space battle one? That would have been amazing. I would have loved to have seen this, and there probably is a translation out there for this. I'm sure there is. I haven't even bothered looking it up, but fun to see. Fun to see that we could have had a space RPG just like Japan did here back in the 80s. Would have been awesome. Actually, I probably would have been more fond of RPGs if I played this first before playing some of the other, like, grind fests. Good lord. Love the opening to this one here. I always love it when there's a little opening cinematic before the title screen just for fun. Famicom Wars. Maybe you've heard of Famicom Wars, or maybe you've heard of something similar, or something that looks like this, perhaps? I bet you have. Famicom Wars. Oh, it's another one of those strategy games. You go first, then they go, then you go, then they go, and, depending on what land you're on, you might have the advantage, and, tanks versus people, you have to plan your route accordingly, plan your strategies, and conquer the towns and all that, too. I will always associate games like this with Military Madness for the TurboGrafx 16, because that was the first one I ever played. However, I think this one would have done very well in the United States as well. I could have seen my friends and I play this all hours of the night just for fun. I'm not even a big fan of this style of game, but as a two-player, they're some of the funnest. They just are. I can't explain it. One player, boring. Two player, amazing. Let's do more of that. Well, no doubt you've heard of Mother by now. Earthbound? Well, this is the prequel to Earthbound. Yeah, we got Earthbound, but we didn't get Mother. Well, these things happen. Don't need to talk about too much about this game. This would have been again, came out in 89 in Japan. This would have came out around the same time we got Mega Man 2. Mother. Very cool game. Hey, how about some more Mahjong for your face? This is Shin Fornin Uchi Mahjong Yakuman Tengoku. Okay, I believe you. This is from Nintendo. It's another Mahjong game, but now it's a little bit more updated. The graphics are a little bit more fresh. 4-player on this one. It's more Mahjong. More Mahjong. All right. Moving on to Fire Emblem. No doubt you've heard of this game. Thanks to Smash Brothers, we finally have the Fire Emblem games out here in the United States, but they started on the Famicom. There's a couple of them. We have a Fire Emblem. Let's see, the first one is Fire Emblem, Shadow Dragon, and the Blade of Light, I believe is either what it's called, or that's the translation anyway. It's Fire Emblem. It's another one of those strategy style of games. Strategy RPG though. So a little bit like what I would consider to be Shining Force, because that's what I played on the Sega Genesis. Maybe if this would have come out in the United States first, I would have considered Shining Force to be a Fire Emblem ripoff. But in the meantime, Shining Force is the legitness, and Shining Force is the awesomeness. And Fire Emblem is the Nintendo-ness. We also did get Fire Emblem Gaiden. I don't even know what that means either. So it's the sequel to Fire Emblem. It's more Fire Emblem for you. I'll just show you a little bit of the intro screen. There you go. There's full gameplay footage. You can download the ROM. You don't need my help on that one. Joy Mech Fight. I'm not going to lie to you either. Come on now. Joy Mech Fight. This one is great, though. I do like this game a lot. This game came out 93 on this one, so the 2D fighting style of game was already popular. It was already popular in the arcades, already popular at home, already popular on the Super Nintendo at this point. This game is that Famicom style game I wish we would have got in the United States. I don't know if US Nintendo was already just hyper-focused on Super Nintendo to not care about This game coming out in the US, I don't know. It's a decent fighting game for an NES game. Wacky and fun and colorful, and you can punch and you can kick and you can kind of throw your head at the other guy. This could have been something cool, but you can play this on the Switch Online service on your NES. Or there's also 1,000 other ways to play these Nintendo games. Everything you saw, and many of them are probably already translated as well. I love seeing what they have in Japan that we never got here in the United States. I've done this style of video for Hudson Soft, Capcom, Konami, and Sunsoft just recently too. For other platforms, I would love to do this more for other companies as well as other consoles with other companies too. So keep it locked on this channel, make sure you're subscribed, check out those other videos in the meantime, and we'll see you so soon, I promise. It's coming up sometime soon. I'll be around. Where are you? Where are you at? Subscribe. I appreciate it.